Happy Thursday, my friends. I hope you guys are having a great one. Well, here I'm off to my daughter Jackie's high school graduation. And let me tell you what, Grammy's going for the ride, Janelle, Gabriel. So we're headed to Fresno, California, Clovis, and my daughter's graduating today. But you know, as I'm here driving, I'm thinking about, you know, when I graduated high school, barely graduated high school, and I remember exactly how I felt as I looked at my future as an 18-year-old young man. And I totally understand all high schoolers, especially if you don't know exactly what is the next step. You know, one thing with my kids, I have never, you know, pushed my business on my children, not once. They know what their dad does, but I've never really pushed it on them. I've always been more of the thinking, you know, that kids should follow their passion, and whatever that is, they should really pursue that. And when you're young, you know, you don't realize how much time you really do have. When you're 18 years old, you know, you don't have to go to college right out of high school. Take a year, 2 years, get into the workforce, see how you like it. For some of you, you're gonna find out that the workforce is not exactly what you thought it was, and it's a lot more harder to make a living, pay your bills, if you don't have any kind of skill set of any sort. But where am I going with this? You know, I started my career at 25 years of age, and by the time I was 30, I had already crossed the $1 million mark in total income, and that was 21 years ago. But I always knew that I wanted to have my own business. My family were independent business owners, and I just saw that as an opportunity. But you know, the insurance industry, it's a great industry for all of you guys that are young, or you can be old. But if you're young, the insurance industry can be a great career path for you. You know, where in 10 years you can realistically set yourself up with some residuals and a retirement if you put it down. And in my case, like I mentioned to you guys, you know, when I got out of high school, I barely graduated. In fact, I didn't even get to walk with my class because I was pretty much considered the bad kids. And I was just lazy. I understood capitalism at a very young age, but I didn't do very good in school, so in the summertime I got my diploma. But check this out. Selling insurance is one of the best ways to make 6 figures a year. In fact, if you go on Google right now and look up the #1 industry that's made the most number of millionaires in modern times, you're gonna find out that the financial service industry takes that title. And what's amazing about this industry is that you don't need a whole lot of college. You don't need a degree. As long as you got a high school diploma, you love sales, you love the idea of working for yourself, making as much money as you want to make, because this is a true performance type of a position, this can be a great opportunity for you. Again, in my case, I went, got my license. At the time, I had to do 52 hours of classroom study which I did in San Jose, California. But once I did that, then I was able to take the state exam, pass my background, and I got my license. And I'll tell you what, when I got my license, the rest was history. My first year in the insurance industry, I grossed $113,000. My second year, over $200,000. My third year, over $300,000. And then on my fourth year, it skyrocketed to $600,000. And I never, ever looked back. Because I was making more money than lawyers, doctors, with not the education that a lot of these people have done. So, is this opportunity for everybody? No, it's not. If you're not self-motivated, you're not motivated by being your own boss, being in business for yourself, but not by yourself, this business is not good for you. Then I would encourage you, pursue college. Chase something that you're passionate about and you can make money. But let me tell you what, if you're watching this, it doesn't take 52 hours of study like it took me 21 years ago. Nowadays, what you can do is you can do the study online. That's right, online. And you can do 52 hours or you can do 32 hours, which is just enough to do your life insurance prerequisites, and you can do it all online. When I took my courses, I must have paid about $1,000 with the licensing and everything. But nowadays, if you use my promo code of VirtualFE and you go over to excelSolutions.com and sign up for the live courses, we will give you a 50% discount on the courses. So it's a little token from me to you to help you get started in this business. So again, go to excelSolutions.com, sign up for life and health, or you can do just life. Do the courses, take your state exam, and once you're done and you get a license, hit me up. I'll put you to work. I have been training people for many, many years, people with zero experience, much like yourself, and I take them from zero to hero, and I've been doing this for a very, very long time. And like I mentioned to you guys, this is an opportunity where if you don't want to go to college, but you're a hard worker, you learn fast, and you love sales, and you love dealing with people, this can be a great fit for you. In fact, if you're watching this video and you're in high school and you're graduating, I would be willing to give you a part-time position, paid position on payroll, where we can come up with an amount of money to pay you so you don't just depend on all commissions as you get going. I would be more than happy and motivated to help you if you find yourself in that circumstance. You know, I started at 25 years old, but if I would have known about this business when I was 18, right out of high school, chances are I would have been in the industry a lot earlier. So again, young ladies and gentlemen, congratulations on graduating high school. The future is beautiful for you. But more than anything, don't ever feel pressure that you have to make a decision on what you're going to do for the rest of your life. I have seen so many times people that go to college and then they end up in a completely different field, but with all this debt. Play your cards smart, look into this industry, and also if I can help you, I'd be more than happy to. So, to my beautiful daughter,